hey folks, Species7 here, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Farm Sim 15. We are here on the Old Streams map, and well, last time around we managed to successfully drag that old-time harvester around our field, and for the most part get it harvested. And I do mean, well, for the most part. Not my prettiest job ever, but there you go. Pretty ain't cutting it when you're cutting the wheat down. So, today, because that's just a heap of straw with no rhyme nor reason, we're going to grab something else out of that old-time tech pack here. Although this doesn't look all that old-timey, to be honest with you. Would help if I was even close, I'm sure. There we go. Let's pretend we know what we're doing. There we are. We're going to, well, sort of windrow the grass. But I've never used one of these. This is a belt-style windrower. So I thought we'd, give her a go. And, oh, that's just gonna drive me nuts. You go faster as I drive? You do? Oh, good. This is just horrible. Okay, here we go. So, ooh, I almost ripped it right off on the first thing we come to. Alright, well, I think that I'm gonna want to start up here. If I figured out how this thing actually works, which would in itself be amazing, let's face it. And we're stuck. Yeah, there we go. Come on, baby. Alright, now I think we need to unfold it. Lovely. Lower it down. Doesn't lower very far, does it? And turn it on. Oh. Or off. We forgot to connect the PTO. Come on. There we go. Beehive full. Ooh, we're full of hives. What do you know? Okay. Lower. Okay. No, disconnect PTO shaft. Well, I'm pretty sure that needs to sit a little bit lower. Well, that's all that does. I think it needs to sit that far. Why, oh why does nothing ever just simply work? Why, oh why? This probably doesn't have enough power to drag it around. So if this fails, we'll try the Schluta. It just doesn't seem to be lowering it quite enough. And I have noticed that the high hitch on that tractor is, well, pretty high. So, let's see if this helps, shall we? Alright, that looks a little better. Okay. Alright, let's lower it down. There we go. Whew. Huh. Well, it seems to work well enough, eh? Interesting. I kind of like that. I do, I do. So, I'd kind of like to have a little chat today. And, a little bit of an issue on corners, eh? And it's to do with the other map we were doing, the Watts map. I really like the map. I think that Clint did a wonderful job. And we haven't played it for a while because it was updated to version 1.3, which I started to play, only to find out that, well, FSUK has decided that even though they approved version 1.2 and it had a couple of errors, they didn't approve 1.3. And my buddy Clint sent me a link this morning of the what he was told was the reason. And do you know when you load up the map and when you look at the map, like when you go to a link to download it, there's a happy face? Well, apparently they've rejected the map. And I saw this written by the guy at FSUK. They rejected the map because you need to have an in-game picture in place of that happy face. Now, I have loaded, well, as you guys know, I've done my share of map reviews. And many of them, and I mean many, had far, oops, it would help if I lowered this, far worse things going on. You know, things like where you'd open the first page on the map, like when you load the map and the first thing that comes up is some explanation, a few pictures usually, you know, where it just says, and all you get is, this is where your first paragraph goes, this is where your second paragraph, this is for your, you know, down to just no picture for the start, etc., etc. But no, apparently the happy face is unacceptable. So it took them 2 weeks to decide that, by the way, that wasn't going to ring their bell. And yeah, they've really gone downhill, you know, and not just in reference to that. If you look at what they had for FS13, you know, the fact, I used them a lot because they were one of the few where you could pretty much guaranteed if it was on their site, they were hosting it, you know. And yet, FS17, they started doing less and less and less of that, you know. Off-site hosting, links to uploaded, of all things, you know. Just different stuff like that. And now I see something like this, you know, where someone who obviously, well, frankly, dude, you're about as close to brain dead as you can get and still suck air in and out. you know, decides that they're going to reject a map because it has a smiley face, you know. And my heart goes out to you, Clint. It really does, man. You must be just bashing your head against the wall. And quite frankly, I hope everybody that has any sort of dealings with FSUK makes it known how you feel about their current policies, because that's just, in my opinion, a slap in the face to modders, you know. I don't mind uploading your map to uploaded.net or giving a link to that place where you guys can get malware and, you know, every kind of disease known to computers. But, oh my god, the guy has a happy face on his frickin' map. We better reject that. We can't have it. So, I have really been looking forward to playing the map, you know, getting back to it, since we did start a Let's Play on it. And, yeah, I'm really disappointed that this has decided to stop it. Now, I mean, it's a simple enough fix, right? You just simply, you know, replace the picture with something they feel is appropriate. But the fact that it took them 2 weeks, you know, while the thing sat there in limbo, to come back with an answer like that, I'm sorry. You know, do your job or give the job to someone that actually knows how to do it. Yeah. So unfortunately, because of their ignorance, it doesn't look like we're going to get to play the map. Now, version 1.2 is playable, it just has some errors. You need to buy a couple of extra fields, otherwise they'll give you issues for ownership. And apparently there's something wrong with the wood mill. I'm not really sure what. I didn't get a chance to use it yet in 1.2. But yeah, apparently there is something a little bit off with that. So you can still play the map if you choose to. It has a couple of errors, which unfortunately have been corrected. The Beehive mod, etc., that was added into it is also the corrected one. So I mean, it has some great advantages. But yeah, they killed it because it has a happy face. I'm just flabbergasted by the whole thing, guys. Sorry to go on and on about it, but I do think it's worth saying, you know. And, well, because it directly affects the channel, I thought I would bring it to your guys' attention. So, yeah, I know, you know, I mean, I really liked the site. I did. Like I said, for FS13, they were probably the best place you could go for mods. They were tested, and properly tested, like a whole team of people testing them. And they were hosted, which is important because it keeps you away from the creep sites, right? So, I don't know. At any rate, I really feel bad, Clint, that that's the way things worked out with it. I hope, you know, maybe my buddy that's a member of Mapper's Paradise sees this and, you know, can shake his head in disbelief about what he's facing by becoming a member of the FSUK team, you know. And more power to you, bud. You know, again, congrats on being made a member of Mapper's Paradise and all of that. But, boy, I sure hope you don't run into these sort of problems. And maybe that's the whole deal. Maybe only people from their sponsored map builders do they want to deal with. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. Alright, now I get a feeling if I make these too big, I might end up running into trouble, so I think what I'm going to do is... Okay, it's going to go that way, so... I want to be on this side. Let me think about this. See, I don't want to pile it all into one row. Alright, so I think what I'll do is I will start... Yeah, let's start here, going this way. How'd that work out? Oops. That would have been fine, except I moved the whole row. Alrighty. Let me try and square that off. See if that makes more sense. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay. Now. Let's do the same on this side. Go. Do 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 do. So I see cattle and crops made their funding very, very quickly, actually. And not really any sort of surprise there. It's a lot of people talking about that particular game. Not super impressed with their so-called stretch goals, though. I'll look that up, actually. You know, things like language translation, if they make the 125. So 50 grand over what they've asked. I don't know. All the way up to, if they make, I think 350,000 is actually the only really cool stretch goal, because they're going to include the first paid DLC, which is supposedly a Zirian saddle track with all of its kit. Of course, the fact that they've already got paid DLC waiting in the wings, and they are, well, let's see, the early access version that they're giving supporters, Kickstarters, my apology, is March? Yeah, March it gets released. So, even though they're 6 months away from even the early access release, they've already got paid DLC planned. So that's a little bit scary. But, and it sounds like they're really going big. I mean, big farm, big gear. I mean, if their first DLC is a Zirian saddle track with all of its kit, well, you can imagine how bizarrely ridiculous a Zirian saddle track would look like on a map like this. For instance, just for instance. You know. Yeah. But yeah, they have at least made their Kickstarter goal, which is kind of cool, because that does mean that come March we'll have a copy of it to play about with, which is neat. See what they're doing. Farm Expert 17 released another patch this morning. Of course, it claims pretty much the same thing as every other patch, that, you know, the physics are working better, etc., 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 but we'll see how it goes. I will do another episode of it right Ricky-ticky here, and, yeah. Nothing really new from the FS17 crew. You know, a little bit of a look at a couple more vehicles, etc. But I don't know. You would think Giants of all people would realize that the amount of licensed kit that comes with the game is not the big seller. Not when you got the type of modding community that Giants has. You know, I mean, the only DLC I don't have for FS15 is the Homer DLC, and I happen to know for a fact I can go to the mod site and get pretty much everything that was in that package for nothing. I mean, you can with the rest of it too. Basically, once the packages are out there and the guys get the models to work with, they can redo them. But, I don't know. On the same token, I don't mind supporting them because all the money they made at us, they're hopefully throwing into FS17. Hopefully. Alright, let's smug this one together and call it a row. Alrighty. Kind of a slow boat to China way to do things, but hey, it seems to be working. Nice. Do the same here. Lovely. Down you go. Perfect. Whoa, where you going, buddy? Come on. I know it's a struggle. You're a poor old tractor. Yeah, poor old thing. I am going the right way. Yep, good. Just making sure. How did we end up with such a big spot missing? Where the heck did it go? What the heck? Huh. Well, that's really weird. What have I done now? Oh boy. So I'm really hoping that apparently Clint tried to upload to ModHub, but for some reason it gets stuck at a certain percentage. I'm not really surprised. Mod Hub is convenient, just because, well, truth be told, just because they tend to grab mods from pretty much every other site and host them there. So it does have the advantage of being a sort of one-stop shop, although there's as many mods hosted elsewhere as they host actually on the site, and you do have to look at the downloads. But they're, wow, I've seen everything from death threats to, you know, cursing out your mama and all of that crap go on that site. It's a cesspool, basically. Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping you can get it uploaded to Mod Hoster. They may be a bit of a pain in the butt with their slow loading page and yada yada, but hey. At least it will be out there for everybody to grab. If you guys want to read their response to Clint, the link to my Facebook page is down in the description below. Feel free to check it out. You can even sign up if you'd like to. And I'll openly admit it offers you no advantages. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to, when I get 50,000 likes, release some secret mod I've been hoarding, you know, or anything like that. And I don't post a lot of pictures and such to the site. Reason being, I'm a member of several Facebook. Ooh, I'm not sure. Oh, I just turned my lights on. Sorry. Don't know why I thought F would be a good button to push. I'm a member of several Farm Sim Facebook groups, and most of them pretty much, well, kind of sicken me. It's like watching seagulls gather on the dock to scream and moan over this single piece of dead fish that's wedged between the cracks. Yeah, it's a huge chorus of mine, 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 mine every time you post any picture of anything. You know, oh, where'd you get that, whatchamacallit, is there a link to this? You know, it's like, wasn't at all the point of the post. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, as I say, if you would like to, I do have a Facebook site dealing strictly with my YouTube. That's my YouTube Facebook, not my regular Facebook page. But no, I do have a Facebook page for the YouTube channel. And like I say, if you click the link, you'll see that where Clint has posted the letter he got from FSUK. So anybody that wants to read it and then, you know, go to FSUK and rage at them for being idiots, hey, I won't stop you. Because frankly, I think somebody needs to. And yeah, I'd do it, but I think I get a little carried away. That might be a good way to put it. I get a little carried away. So, cooler heads need prevail. But we're almost finished this. It's quite a process. I probably should have split this one as well, but oh well. This poor old tractor. Just barely managing this. Barely, by. Oh. I mean, it did a nice job, though, eh? Other than where I've, you know, left my own little pockets of idiocy. Which is, I know, astounding it could happen, but there you go. Alright. So apparently we need to move some beehives. Alright, now I think I'm going to give this row one little consolatory push here, just to try and even it all out. There we go. Alright. Let's drop that down. And that should pretty much do her. This is going to be a pretty healthy row. There we are. Not bad. Not bad. Huh. Alright guys, I think that's probably going to do it. I'm just going to drag the old forage wagon over that and pick it up, and we'll call her good. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please feel free to hit the like button. Oh, look out, buddy. And shares and favorites and all those YouTube-y things are always welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, that's a good way to find out what we've got going on the channel and that sort of thing. So, hope you all enjoyed. This has been Species 7 for Farm Sim 15 here on the Old Streams map. Take care of each other, folks. Ciao for now. Alright. That's pretty impressive. Wow.